Okay, so you've got a C5 Corvette, and you have to remove either the transmission or the rear end. Can you do that in your garage without a lift? Spoiler alert! Oh, hey. Alright guys, well, as you can see, I'm in the process of trying to get this rear suspension out from underneath the Z06 Corvette. And I'm having some issues with getting the car high enough to pull the back end out. I don't have a lift. You guys probably don't either. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is hoisting the back of the car up with my engine lift, and we'll see how that goes. I'm trying to get my fuel tanks out right now to get to all the fittings and disconnects that I need to get out of the way. Yeah, screw this. Let's get the lift. Man, I tell you, if your garage is like mine, then you know that your lift is probably the far deepest, darkest spot in your garage. And it's a big deal. When you say you gotta get out the lift, that's a big deal. This isn't gonna work. The legs of the engine hoist are going to be underneath the car, where I have to slide the rear end out, the suspension out. Okay, well, back to removing gas tanks. Alright, so still trying to get the suspension out here. I have 3 blocks of wood holding up my tallest jack stand. This rear bumper is probably about, I don't know, 24, 26 inches in the sky. Hopefully that'll get me the clearance to pull this thing out. It's gonna be close, but let's give it a try. Alright. Brake lines are disconnected, so I'm good there. I don't see anything dragging. Let's see here. This might be an issue. Let's pop that through real quick. Yeah, I don't know how Cletus pops this thing in and out of his race Corvette so easily. This is a lot of work. Of course, Cletus has a lift, but still there's a lot of little connections. It's a pain in the ass. But yeah, Chevrolet did a great job on packaging with this thing. Man, everything is so tight. Even the gas tanks that are split 50-50. Come on out. Oh no, I'm hitting. Can I go down any lower? Oh yeah, there we go. Let's try that. Well, at this point, I'm gonna put the wheels back on this thing so I can wheel it around. Okay. That's the Chihuahua view down there. We got a roller. I just need to put like maybe a furniture dolly under the front of that torque tube and you can move this thing around. Nope, we're all clear. We should roll out. Okay, well, this is how it looks now with the transmission and rear end out. So I gotta figure out how to get these gas tanks out of here now. I don't want to be doing any cutting on the frame with the gas tanks in here because I want to be cutting right through here most likely. And I say the pickup points for the suspension are here, here, and over here. So this part of the frame I'm going to salvage and that part's going to go bye-bye. Okay, I'm back. Had to take a little tequila break there, but I'm still working on these gas tanks. They're a bear to get out of here. I guess the next thing I want to do is to remove this crossover tube up on top. It's about a 2.5 inch crossover tube. We'll get that out next and see if that allows these gas tanks to drop. I mean, I've got all the visible bolts undone and they're not coming out yet, so let's see how that does for us. So, all right guys, well now I am under the impression that these gas tanks are not meant to drop out the bottom. These gas tanks are designed to drop in from the top, which means they need to be removed from the top, which means they're not going anywhere until this tub is gone. So I am replacing this tube on the gas tank. We're gonna have to do some serious chopping here, I think, to get this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove as many fuel lines as I can. And once I get all these fuel lines out of the way, I'm gonna run my windshield wire up underneath this here body here, if I can. It's awfully tight, man, it's tight. And we'll see if we can't cut the urethane and get this thing out of there. That's crazy. But so that's going to slow us down. I need to cut the B pillars inside to get the roof loose as well. And then I need to try to chop this stuff off. I don't know if I will have the access to chop the frame or not. I'd like to be able to do that. That would be really nice. That's my, yeah. All right, man. I'm tired. I've been using this windshield removing wire to cut through the urethane on these tubs. It's kind of hard to get it started because GM did a very good job sealing it pretty well, but once I was able to finally get it started, it's cutting pretty quick. It's just very tiring. So I think I'm about to break through. Let's see here. Come on. Come on. Uncross. There we go. You can see it smoking. There we go. Whew. Man. That's one side. Now you do the other. But it's getting dark. So maybe tomorrow. Light in here. Whew. It's almost out. That looks real good. We'll pull. Something's holding up the passenger side. Probably a bracket that did not cut all the way through or something. Yeah. A little bit of metal here. There we go. Whew. Hope you guys can still see that without the light. But it is out of there. All right, so got a little daylight. It's a little chilly outside, but I wanted to show you this frame section that I cut out last night and where the glue was, in case any of you other guys want to pull the tub off of your C5 Corvette. So the General Motors factory added adhesive, urethane adhesive, to these brackets here, top and side, both sides there. There's adhesive all the way across this back rail here. And then of course they have a patch of adhesive here and here. Then they get all sloppy like and they try to go around this little shock tower. Both sides, you can see they get a little sloppy, shock tower. So this is going to have to cut out. And over here they got pretty thick with the adhesive. And I actually had a hard time cutting this little strap off. It's just like a little brace, kind of like a brace here and a brace here. There's a little brace that comes across here. It's cut out for this bolt for the suspension cradle, but this brace gets welded in right in here. So this will have to get cut somehow so you can get access to this adhesive. The brace itself is adhered to the tub as well. So you're gonna have to figure out how to get underneath that thing there also. So same side, like I said, on the other side, the passenger side, not nearly as much adhesive. This was a lot easier to cut this one off. And I was actually able to get my cut wire right through here, whereas on this side, you can see it's just solid adhesive. And I was able to, chop the adhesive across. And you can see the adhesive wasn't adhered all that well. I mean, it wasn't that thick. I mean, you can see here we got cut, but here and all around here, the adhesive wasn't even in contact with the tub. So minimal amounts right there. So who knows what you will experience when you have to remove your tub. But I don't see anyone else on YouTube documenting this, so I thought I would show it to you guys. Okay, here is the underneath section here. You're gonna see the passenger side fuel tank, and these things are tough. Right now I'm actually holding up the back end of the Corvette with a 2x4 and a jack on the fuel tank itself. Those are pretty sturdy fuel tanks, which is a good thing because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that thing out of there. So anyway, as you can see, I cut just behind the fuel tank all the way down with a Sawzall blade. This is one brace here that had to be cut. Oh, this top part piece here. You guys see that? This top piece is the piece that I had to cut on that rear frame assembly that I just showed you. Okay, this piece here is glued to the tub. Okay, then of course you can see the frame section here, and then the bracing on the back side that had to be cut. Let's run around to the other side. And same thing. Here we go. So this is your driver's side fuel tank. Main frame. Here you can see the bracing on the outside that got cut. This is the bracing that is glued to the tub that had to be cut. Look right here. I got a hole in my tub. When I was sawing the urethane adhesive, the wire got above the adhesive and actually started to cut into the fiberglass. It is apparently easier to cut fiberglass than this urethane adhesive. That's easily repaired, but something to watch out for. Something to watch out for. Okay, well I need to make some room to get this front chassis out of the garage, so some of these boxes out of the way here. Oh, my garage is such a mess. Fired up. It's not running real well right now, but I won't diagnose that in another episode. Sounds like it's loading up. It is cold. I know it's running really right now. I'm going to try to put the rear suspension back together now. Let's go more to the passenger side. Somewhere there. Alright, shocks are pretty well lined up. And we'll bolt that down. Now, I don't have to hook the shocks up, but I do need the control arms hooked up. Let's see how much of a problem this is going to be. bad. Okay. Oh, walk in the park. That was so much easier than the fronts. Okay, so now that I've got the tires sitting up straight and down, pull this back so I don't run over my torque tube wiring harness. New bell housing. So that's going to be going on in a second. I'm going to try to get this semi-straight, but with the limited slip differential in the back, it doesn't want to spin too easily. I guess that'll work. All right. If you guys recall, the old bell housing was cracked. 6 different places. 5 of the 6 bolts were about to fall out. The 6th bolt was in finger tight because of the crack. I got a broken throwout bearing, but I'll replace that later. Close. I'm not sure what will be easier. Bell housing first or engine first. A little bit of both. Teens. I'm still working on this thing. I've been working on this thing for about an hour now, and it's about to get dark. I think I've figured it out. Basically, because the car was in a wreck, the disc got a little bit tweaked, and I'm having to put a little bit of lube on the shaft in order to get things to fit better. But it seems to be sliding in there without the bell housing. So, bell housing's back on. Let's see if we can get it to slide in all the way this time. Come on. So close. Come on. Whew. So, no, still not going, so I'm going to have to remove the pressure plate and the clutch disc and clean it up in order to get this thing to fit right. Well, that's a bummer. I didn't want to do all that, but if you got it, you got it. Going back and forth all over the flywheel, taking the bolts out a little bit at a time so you don't warp it, and eventually all the bolts will be loose. Oh, did I miss one? Nope, I got them all. It's just old and rusty. There we go. Well, I might replace this clutch anyway. I wasn't planning on it, but this is looking a little bit burnt up here. I don't know, can you guys see this? Looking a little bit burnt. This guy was a little rough on his clutch. Flywheel, could probably use a little turning too. So, well, actually slides on pretty well here. You guys see that? That doesn't seem to be an issue. Let's check the pilot bearing. So I'm going to pull this thing back and see if the pilot bearing will engage properly. Looks like I'm hitting on something, but alright. It was a little off on that throw-up bearing. There we go. That's where it's supposed to go, right there. Well, I don't see a problem with that. I don't think I'm going to put this clutch back in. I'm just going to put the bell housing on and mate the pieces together, because I am going to get a new clutch for it. I will be getting a new clutch. So now, high with the torque tube. There might be some wear. I'll definitely have to check that out before I put everything together for good. There might be some damage to the torque tube itself, the bearing inside. I'm not sure if there is a bearing inside. That's something to check out. Pins are lining up. Let me give it another good push from the front. And that's it. Alright guys, so now you can see the chassis is pretty much on its own support now. You don't need this dolly anymore. And we're going to drop it down. And that's it. It's a roller. So, I got to cut this video short now because it's getting really long. Hopefully I can keep these things more short in the future. Definitely subscribe and tell your friends about it. You know, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Maybe I'll make a little bit of money off these videos. Thanks for watching.